What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Trading Live with Bubba. And I don't know if we're going to get any action today or not, but we've been doing pretty well with all of our other outside stuff that we've been looking at. Right now, as we look at the screen, we can see the NASDAQ is pretty flat, down pretty big, but flattish, maybe making a bottom here, but we have no trade to make. Dow is whipping around, S&P maybe finding a little bit of a bottom here. We'll see. But not much to trade right now. We don't have enough. There's not enough speed or action to the market right now for us to want to get involved. Again, we need the sell-off is fine as long as we get enough volume and enough panic that should create a reversal. But right now, again, you're just kind of seeing more of a drift to the market. So without speed, without panic, it's hard to want to get overly involved. We may have a trade coming here in the euro currency. We've got a couple of minutes to wait, but it's already qualified. You can see the volume spiking on the down move. So all we're going to do now, we'll go look and flip over and look for an opportunity. We're not going to wait for a green bar to go ahead and trigger a potential buy. We don't have one yet, but certainly we'll be waiting for it. And we continue to go down, or whatever. Maybe we're getting some action everywhere. All right. Well, we know that the euro currency is definitely going to be a trade, and we may get something in the indexes as well. Okay, but again, we have to wait for a green bar to buy. Now we're going to be a buyer. Okay, we're going to catch the falling knife, so to speak. But we'll see what it looks like here. Okay. Our stop in the euro currency would be 109.43. 109.43. We do not have a buy yet, but maybe getting closer. Nope, not yet. The stop changed as well. There's some potential in the indexes, but not quite enough. You can see how clear this is. Okay, these are not quite as clear. So we want it to be clear, and we're going to continue to wait. And obviously, we're going down, so we're not jumping in until we get a reason to jump in. And we don't have a reason as of yet. So we'll continue to watch this, but we are definitely going to be a potential buyer. A stop is going to be at 109.40, but we're still going down, so we're still not ready to participate in this. We'll continue to watch. Okay, another minute has to go by now before we can get in. Let's see if there's anything happening here. Again, these are very questionable and very thin. We would like to see 10,000 in volume here to want to trade it. Here we'd want to see over 20. So those are kind of our benchmarks of where we're looking for. Let's go back to here. We're still waiting. And of course, the stop has changed once again. The new stop would be 109.38. Okay, but we don't have a trade, so there's nothing to do. Gold is starting to solve a little bit, but not on any volume. So as we sit and wait and watch, we'll continue to let it deal and see where we are. But obviously, we don't want to go anywhere because we know we have a couple of trades potentially coming up. And the euro currency, still no trade, so we have another minute to wait. It's close, but we're going to wait. If we miss it, we miss it. And of course, these did not qualify anyway, so all we're looking for right now is the euro currency. And our stop on the euro now is 38, 109.38. And it looks like we may be getting a potential buy here. I hope it doesn't get away from us. Okay, looks like we're going to get the buy here. But again, we still have to be patient and wait for it. Okay, you can go for the euro currency if you want. 109.38 stop. Okay. And anything else happening in here? No, not really. Again, this is the lack of speed in the market is a problem. The lack of emotion that is trading along with the market is a problem. Okay, so as we're waiting, we know we're in a trade. There isn't much to do, and we got a couple of minutes. Let's take a look at some of the other things. This is one that I did sell this morning myself, and you may want to look at it. I sold the 95-105 call spread here on Baidu. But again, it's obviously gotten away a little bit from there. Apple, a little bit lower. I'd like to see come back down to 208 before I'd get involved. Again, I'm not in a hurry. You've got the Fed tomorrow, and you've got triple witching expiration. So there are a few things that want to make you be a little bit more careful in what's going on here. Amazon, certainly one that we'd look at, but again, let it continue to come down a little bit. We're not quite as oversold as we'd like to be. We saw it last week when we talked, and we did this trade, and it worked out fine. And then it's falling again, so let's let it fall. Coin. Here I would look at coin, again, but again, I'd like to see it come a little further down. We're not getting, it appears like we may be making some bottoms here, but again, I don't have a reason yet to get in. Okay. Our euro currencies is a little bit of a loss right now. The only question now is, will I get an add-on to this trade? Because if I get another blow off to the downside, I would be willing to add. But right now, it's relatively quiet. And again, we'll just continue to watch it and see what happens. Go back to here, crowd, no trade in the middle of nowhere. Meta getting clobbered. This is right down to its 200-day moving average. This is a pretty good spot to take a look if you want to get involved in Meta. Certainly, let's see what it looks like. What I'd want to do here. Again, the one thing I am concerned about is you've got the Fed and triple witching, so you could get some unusual action in here, and that would be a little bit of a concern. Let's see here. Meta. Wow. Look at the volatility there. My God. Meta 572. $570. Let's see. 570 570. I would take a look at that for a little bit over $1. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it on. 572. 572.50, 570 put spread. I'm going to sell for $1.03. Okay, then I'm filled. Okay, and let's go back and see what's going on over here in case there's anything worth looking at. Now our euro currency is back. We're down a couple of ticks at the moment, but it's working what we'd expect. We'd like to see it pop a little further. Crude, close. But again, I'm not interested in close. In these slower market conditions, I'm not interested in close. I'm interested in trades that are almost automatic. Doesn't mean they're going to win automatic, but at least there's enough speed and reaction that you can expect the trade to turn in your favor. And again, this is one of the problems that we've been dealing with for quite a while now, the lack of overall emotion, speed, and activity in the market. Again, it's just one of those things. You just have to be able to trade through it and wade through it. There's many things else you can do and look at, but certainly you don't want to put yourself in jeopardy. When in a market that is not cooperating to what the pattern should be doing. Our euro currency is back to about even right now. Again, we need it to pop up here, but it should. One of the things that should happen is this should either have kept going down faster or the V shape should have shown faster. And what's happening is we're not getting enough speed to get these reversals either up or down. Okay. And that's when you're dealing in a market that is relatively slow. Okay. That, you have to deal with these things, and it makes it a bigger challenge overall. And that is, again, something to look at and watch. In the meantime, we've got nothing else going on here. So let's go back and just check out the rest of the board. Google is certainly one you might want to look at again. We made a little money on that last week, and here we are once again with the beatdown. And let's just see what it looks like. Okay, Google. All right. And we're at 150. A little bit higher risk trade, dollar wise, not higher risk, but 157.50, yeah, 157.50, 155 for $1 is not there yet. I would work that at $1, okay, and see if I can get that again. I expect to see, whether we're going lower or not, I still expect to see a little bit of a bounce off of here, back to here. Crude is headed lower right now, but again, we don't have a trade. Again, one of the problems we've had, and this is the thing you have to learn about trading, is sometimes there's not much to do, and it's been kind of that way. We've been lucky enough to squeeze out a couple of winning trades here and there, but there's been a real lack of overall activity. So once again, all we're going to do is be patient and wait until we get the opportunity. And right now we're down about 3-4 ticks in our euro currency. Again, it's not going anywhere, and this is one of the problems that this is what we're experiencing. We're not getting either the sell-off from the tops or the rebounds from the bottoms. You've been having a very normal trading market without emotion, without speed, without panic, without FOMO. And that's, of course, that takes away the edge that we're building by playing this pattern. It takes away a little bit of our edge because we can't get that speed to get it back. So we've come down. We're down about 6 ticks right now in our euro currency. But again, we still have plenty of room. But the problem we have is there's no action. Okay. So there's no real reason for me to believe that it's going to run back higher. There's no real reason that I have to believe that it's going to go much lower from here. I just know that it's just doing nothing. And this is within the normal flow of trading. Okay. Where right now the sellers are dominating the buyers, but they're not doing it with any panic. It's a very orderly market, I think is the word I'm looking for. Things are very orderly. No matter how much they're down, it's how do they get there? Okay. And how fast are they moving? And where you can see that by the screen, you would think we'd have a little bit more action in a down market like this. And if you look at the overall volume in the futures, okay, you're seeing a real lack of participation. Look at it. Okay. Look at these volumes that we have in the futures. They're showing you that there isn't very much going on. So this is just a very orderly market that is not doing much. And, we'll see. Gold had a big move up and it's now coming back a little bit, but we don't have, again, there's not a lot I can give you here because if I wouldn't make the trade, I'm certainly not going to give it to you. Let's just take a look at some of the others that may be potentials. IWM, no. Microsoft, no. MSTR, no. Nugget, 100% if you want to. I would be a seller of the call spreads and Nugget. Okay. I think that gold is, again, I love gold, but I think that it's going to have some sort of a pullback. Let's just take a look at the Nugget and see if we can get any credit out of it. That's the bigger problem. Can we get any juice? And this is the way to trade in a quiet market. Okay. This is how you trade in a market that is quiet. You sell premium while you're waiting. Okay. So here, I'm gonna sell the 60-61 call spread for 42 cents, 60-61 call spread. Okay. Again, just gives me a little bit of credit, and there's very little risk. And again, it doesn't have to go down. I just need it not to continue to go higher. I've got a little bit of a cushion. So that's what I'd be looking at here. And again, here we are back in our euro currencies back to close to break even. So again, we're not getting action, okay, which sucks from a trading standpoint. Okay. Again, you can see the overall lack of real action here, the lack of speed to the overall market. And, again, I'd love to be much more active, but I can't force it. Okay. It doesn't do us any good to force it. NVIDIA, nothing to do here. Again, you're right around the mean. Again, I'm looking for either overbought or oversold. And obviously with the way the market's been going down, oversold. The NASDAQ, nothing. Nor the Qs. SMCI, nothing. XYZ, nothing. SPY, nothing. Tesla, maybe. Still a little bit ways away. And that's what you're looking for. So there is no real advantage in any of these markets for us to take right now. So when you don't have a real advantage and you can't define a real advantage, it makes more sense to sit it out. Okay, we put on a couple of trades. We've got an open trade right now in the euro currency, which is back to dead nuts even, which is not what I want. I want a profit, but it is back to even. Okay. Now, if you did put the trade on, I'll leave it up to you. You can take probably a tick profit right now. Okay. Or you can hold and wait. I'm going to hold for a minute. Okay. Again, we'll be together for a little bit longer, but again, I'm not interested. The trade that we had originally put on is no longer the trade that we were trying to put on. We did not get the reaction off the trade. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take a tick profit. Okay. I have one tick profit. I'm going to take it and close the trade and be happy that it trades over, because again, the trade stopped when it didn't react right away and go back up for us. Okay. Or down. Again, it could have gone down and given me an add-on, because I'd be willing to add on to it as well. But when it didn't react fast enough, that's telling me that the markets are too orderly and they're too efficient right now. So nobody's chasing. So I took mine off. I took a one tick profit. Okay. And I'm done. I'm out of that trade, and we'll see if anything else shows up here. I doubt it, but it's very quiet. Again, I'd like to have more for you to do. Obviously we'd like to make money, but again, there's times, and unfortunately it's been more often than not, the times have been very tough for us to trade. There hasn't been a lot to do. So I just have to be, I have to be willing to say, okay, there's not enough to do. I'm going to sit back and watch. Okay. I'm going to be patient. I'm not going to do anything. Okay. And if you got out of the euro, like I said there, again, doesn't mean it's not going to be a loser. It still could be a winner. I just chose to not waste my time staring at it because I didn't see the potential and the possibility to make any real money. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can always ask the question. I'll be happy to answer anything while I'm here. One of the things that makes trading great is if you can get some group participation so we can all talk to one another and answer questions. So if you have anything, feel free to fire it in. But again, overall, for me, if it was nice, which is not, I'd be going to play golf. Okay. But I'm still here and there's nothing to do, but we'll continue to watch. But we did put on Meta and Nugget and Google, maybe. Google didn't get filled yet, but Nugget and Meta did. Okay. And that was what we put on today. And we did make one trade in the euro currency. And that was basically a break even, a big nothing. So let's just see if we get any last minute action here. But why would I expect? Of course, it's you're not supposed to expect. You're supposed to trade the market you have. Okay. We are getting a little bit of a rally. As we get ready to close here, it wouldn't surprise me if the markets got back to unchanged today. It wouldn't surprise me if gold closed lower today. You do have the Fed tomorrow, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of a rally, because certainly nobody wants to be overly short going into any kind of announcement. But I could be wrong. But it wouldn't, like I said, I didn't say it's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me. If I were going to lean one way or the other from here, I would be leaning to be a buyer versus a seller. But in the meantime, there's not much going on. So I'll see you all on Thursday. NCAA kickoff. Have a great day. We'll see you Thursday, everybody.
You know how the financial world goes. Here comes the buzzkill. Please make sure to take some time to read this boring disclaimer. We will owe you one.